which I'm still salty about, where they poured millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars into an esports league that no one asked for. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Buds and One Podcast. This is episode 11. No, episode 12. This is episode 12. I am here, your host. We're going to keep this. I'm not redoing this. I am your host, the Techno Jelly, and here with me, my co-host, Alchem Games. Alchem, today I have a guess a number thing once again for you to pick which topic we have here. And today is 3 numbers. 1, 2, or 3. Which one? I promise the C word or the 3-letter word is not involved at all, I promise.
Okay,
I promise.
Go with number 2 then. Go.
Number 2, excellent. I was really hoping you'd pick this one because this one, both you and I have talked about this before. We've talked about it a lot. We've talked about it before we even started this podcast. But, so Overwatch 2's Mirror Watch event happened recently, right?
Oh yeah.
And I've never played. I didn't play it. I literally have Overwatch installed. I don't even have Battle.net. Like, I don't even have Battle.net launched. The only thing I have Battle.net on still for is because every once in a while I want to play the StarCraft Brood War, like the StarCraft campaigns again. Like the StarCraft 1 Brood War and then all the StarCraft 2 campaigns, and because I still love those campaigns. And to be fair, StarCraft 2 co-op is fun. But so the funniest thing ever is when that Mirror Watch event happened, everyone's like, "Man, this is so good." Everyone was like, "Man, this Mirror Watch event is so good." And then the most popular opinion from this event was, "Man, this event is so good. It sucks that this is what we get instead of PvE." Because everyone's like, "Man, if they could have done this
Everyone's
stuff."
settling?
No. Everyone is so disappointed that this is what, like, this could have been PvE. Like, this stuff could have been integrated with PvE. Because do you know what the Mirror Watch event is?
An alternate universe where some of the heroes are actually the villains.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's also reimagining of their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's people like, "Man, this was probably stuff on the skill trees that was scrapped." Like, there's so much stuff that was on it that was like all the stuff that was scrapped.
They are literally showing us what they decided to give up on.
Yeah, and it's just like everyone. There's the article I found this on was from Kotaku, and it's like the guy, the author of this, Kenneth. He was just so sad. And I'm like, I understand that. Like, I lost hope at this point months ago. I've given up. I don't like Overwatch anymore. And it makes me sad too, because the Mercy stuff, I recently saw like they have like a Mythic Mercy skin and it looks awesome, but like I just don't care anymore. And it makes me sad because I really loved Overwatch. And I'm just like so depressed. I became Espresso Depresso Alchem from this over. I became Espresso Depresso and just laughing because they've just squandered it.
I think when they finally announced that they are just basically scrapping the whole PvE, that was the final nail in the coffin for quite a lot of people.
It was.
People who were expecting more for this game, especially since, they started to try to monetize it a lot more. And people were expecting, if you're going to monetize it, I'm at least expecting something.
Yeah.
But we got nothing. I mean, some people are still enjoying it for the free PvP. It is.
I mean, the PvP is fine. Like, the thing is, like, if you liked solid. PvP, it's good. Arguably, the problem that they're having now with the PvP section, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen, like, because I've seen Flats talk about it, I've seen other people talk about it, is that the game is in 2 worlds, literally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's like, I think one of the best things is people talking about Reinhardt. Like, Reinhardt is, like, the worst tank in, like, when you think of Overwatch, there's a bunch of characters you think of, and Reinhardt is one of those characters,
My main.
Yeah.
My goddamn main.
He is like the worst character in Overwatch 2 right now, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is the only tank that you can either protect, you have to choose. You put your shield up, or you do something else. Everyone else can do both. Everyone else can do both. And it's just sad,
Yep. I literally cannot. As a Reinhardt mate, I have to keep my I keep my shield up and guard everyone, or I
Or
do a
you.
fire strike, or just go in and then
Yeah.
start attacking.
Yeah.
There's no in between. And,
And it just
and if I do
sucks
start
too.
attacking, I leave everyone open.
It's just one of those things where I'm just sad about it. It's just like also I can't remember what the game's called, but there's a Marvel game coming out that's basically Overwatch.
Oh yeah, the one that everyone's like saying, "Oh, this is the new Overwatch," the one the Marvel heroes.
I mean, the only problem is it's by NetEase, so they're the ones publishing it. So
I'm not familiar with them, so I don't know their back history or anything like that.
Okay, here, let me do a quick Google search here. NetEase.
Oh no,
You'll NetEase games. You'll know.
Ah!
No, it's okay. You know these guys because it's not a good thing that they're the ones behind this.
It's never a good thing.
I've
learned this.
They are the. Okay, wait. Oh my god, they have so many. Wait. I don't remember these. Okay, these are all just really weird.
Not what you told me it would be. You lied to me.
Yeah.
Could you? Oh, you did? Oh my god, you did?
No, I didn't. I didn't. It's because NetEase Games exists, and I think that's their games division. It's just a bunch of what's it called? Mobile games. Yeah, so they actually are the ones that re-signed with Blizzard to handle their. Okay, so first of all, it's a Chinese company.
Yeah.
Which depending on who you are, that's an instant no thank you. They were the ones that handled all of Blizzard's games in China until 2023. They recently re-signed with them actually, which is interesting. I mean, I'm interested in what happened there, but you know, it's whatever. They run. Oh, what was the game? Where is the game? There's a bunch of games. I don't remember why everyone hates NetEase, other than the fact that they're a Chinese company. So it's kind of weird.
It is vague. All right, but I'll take your word for it. I'll bite. Yeah, bad, not good.
Yeah, they're not the best company in general.
Okay, oh, good to know.
But it, like, overall, it's one of those things where I don't know, it could be fine. The problem is that it's going to be if it's going to be a free-to-play game made by a Chinese company, it's going to be so pay to win that it's like
obviously, yeah. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting certain characters to be a lot better than some of the others.
Yeah. Though they are making this game called Once Human that I've seen a bunch of. Yeah, well, it's basically from what I can tell, like something like The Division and Destiny combined. Like it's like it's like a looter shooter, but like with the fact that there's going to be seasons, and like it's a looter shooter that's with the live service model in mind. But from what I can tell, done pretty well. Because I mean, I've seen streamers like CoCarnage and people play it, and they really like it. Apparently, there's base building and stuff like that too. One interesting thing is that I saw that they have 3 different versions of bases. Basically, there's a mobile base that you can put down anywhere, and it's like quick crafting recipes or like a place to rest and have a respawn point. There's a seasonal base, which is going to be attached to whatever season is, and this resets every season, but it has your seasonal crafting recipes, seasonal content basically. And then there's your permanent base, which doesn't reset based off of seasons, which is interesting. I think that's an interesting way to go out with it, because they know that, you know, people like permanent progression, but they do like the seasonal model. And I mean, to be fair, the looter shooter, like, other than Destiny, there isn't that many, honestly. Like, I can't think of anything other than Destiny 2 that's in that same genre. Like, because Division doesn't exist, basically. Is there another game that's in that genre? I honestly can't.
Not that I know of.
I mean, I guess maybe Warframe. Maybe.
Oh.
But Warframe's kind of its own ecosystem. Like, the people who are playing Warframe play Warframe. They're not going to jump games. You know? I mean, to be fair, that's kind of like the Destiny players.
No, because especially when you're in a dedicated game like that,
when you're that deep,
you're not going to drop out for another one. And I don't think a lot of people have that much time to dedicate to 2 different games of that caliber.
It does depend, but yeah, that was my first topic. A quick and short one, just to reestablish how sad I am about Overwatch 2. I also got very sad in
the slow burn decline. It literally is a slow death.
Well, I mean, we say that it's not a death though. It's not a death.
Oh no!
Because
I'm
Overwatch,
calling it is a slow death.
Well, but the thing is, Overwatch 2 is more popular right now than Overwatch 1. It has more players. Like,
I feel like this is more just spite. People are just playing just out of spite.
Well, the problem is the thing is, Alchem.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Is, in a pure numbers game, a better game than Overwatch 1, because it's less frustrating to play, and there's.
Is it?
And
is it?
Yes. Because there's less teamwork needed to win. Because
they took away one of the team members.
That, and there's a lot more carry potential, and there's also less queue times. Queue times was a big problem in Overwatch 1.
Oh my God, you just remember. I don't know why you just made me remember. Like, you just made me remember. There's this one video of the guy who sounds like Lemon Grab from Adventure Time.
Yeah,
he's playing Overwatch, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I finally got to play," and it's the Sombra play, so it just shows him first for a second, and then it goes to Sombra.
Yeah,
he immediately starts screaming something like Lemon Grab. Oh, that's too funny.
I've seen that. I mean, I understand that Overwatch 2 is still very frustrating to play for a lot of people, but the thing is that, like, it's, for whatever reason, see, Overwatch 1 was frustrating and people stopped playing. Overwatch 2 is frustrating. And Overwatch 2 is frustrating, but people are still playing. And arguably the game's arguably making more money than it's ever made.
I still am in the mindset that they shouldn't even call it Overwatch.
It's not Overwatch 2 anymore. It's not Overwatch 2 anymore. The Overwatch,
it was a lie.
The 2 in Overwatch 2 has been canceled.
It's a lie, that's all.
Yeah, now it is. It wasn't a lie before, but now it definitely is.
Like, it's not a lie until they decide not to implement the things now it's a lie.
Yeah, like, it is definitely not as I
was happy having Overwatch 2.
Because you gotta remember, like, okay, obviously Steam charts means very little, but, like, in terms of Steam numbers, it's been almost a constant positive. After the cancellation of PvE, they've been slowly gaining players, and getting higher and higher peaks. Except for when it first came out in.
I guess that new character really did sell the game. I mean, the new Venture, Venture really did sell the goddamn game. And people really do like androgynous characters.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I know the character's androgynous, but I'm pretty sure a new character breathes some life into the game, especially with some, moderate changes to some of the old characters. But you can only change so much before you start changing the entire playstyle of the game.
Yeah. Like, for instance...
Poor Reinhardt, why don't you make him better? Give him some projectile besides Fire Strike. Or make Fire Strike a one-hit or something. I don't know. Make him stronger. Give my boy give him some vitamins or something, please.
For instance, it's... Okay, so these are guesses. Obviously, we don't have the official numbers, because Blizzard will never tell us that. But it's with an educated guess using data and stuff like that. At least some of the sites that I've seen, there's an estimated average 6 million players per day over all the platforms, so including console and stuff like that.
That sounds like bullshit to me. That sounds
like I said,
inflated.
it is inflated. It is 100% inflated, but even having inflated numbers like that, well, you also gotta remember though that's also including all consoles and PC, right? So it's not that.
I suppose
It's not that thing, because you also gotta remember only 2 years ago, Blizzard bragged that they had 25 million active players in Overwatch 2 in 2022. So I mean, if you think about it, that's still a decline of 20 million people, basically. But I mean, it's one of those things where we'll never have the actual numbers, but
well,
okay, sorry, wait.
I
think I'm seeing more sites saying that it's roughly over all platforms, it's roughly 1 million players every day, roughly. But I mean, it's like one of those things where it just
is carrying that sentence.
Yeah. I mean, we'll never know the true data, right? But the thing is, all we know is that it's doing better than Overwatch 1. Because I can't remember Overwatch 1 peak player counts. Because Blizzard would have bragged about this, so
I'm pretty sure they have. I mean, that's when they realized they had an actual banger on their hands. And then they let it burn to the ground. They dropped the ball. Sure did drop the ball there. My mind went to Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Drop the ball. God damn it.
Yeah, so I mean, they technically had 50 million players in Overwatch 1. But that's 50 million copies sold. Which, I mean, is still really good.
Yes.
I think the main difference is that I don't know what the main difference is. Let me put it this way.
The point is,
it's not
has made some changes.
It's not a dead game, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? It's not.
We're not talking about Among Us, are we? I still love that game. Still, anytime someone brings it up, it's like dead game. Come on, people still play it.
I mean, it's just like it's. I mean, it's the same thing where people say it's a dead game after they lose. It's like people who every time someone's like, "Oh, it's a dead game," I'm like, "Yeah, it only has 1 million active players." Or it's like people once say Fortnite was dying when they lost like 3 million players in like a month or something like that, and so it only had 12 million active players that month or something like that. It's like, oh no.
Again, we're on that topic of numbers where people care more about the numbers, but in reality, like,
there's
how many are recurring? There are still going to be so many recurring players no matter what, and that's what matters.
It's like it's a curve. It always goes up and down, but the matter is that the curve eventually goes up, and which is what Overwatch 2 is doing right now. It is slowly going up. Well, it's because they've finally found the target audience again for some reason. Because like they got rid of, they had the peak when Overwatch 2 came out because everyone was super excited, and then players like me were playing Overwatch 2 because we were like, I'm so excited for PvE, let's play some, might as well. And then when that stuff slowly started trickling out that it wasn't happening, all those players left, like I did.
Yeah.
But now the people who want the PvP game get that game, and they're focusing on it, which is should have been a dumb moment for them, but apparently it wasn't.
They didn't think.
Unfortunately, it was. Unfortunately, it seems like. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it does seem like Jeff Kaplan really dropped the ball in Overwatch. Like him and the team, they made so many mistakes, And it's really unfortunate because they made an amazing game out of a failed project, but
yeah,
they didn't understand what they built. I feel like
they had lightning in a bottle. They just didn't learn how to actually channel it and channel its essence and actually milk it for what.
And the marketing team made the exact same and not the marketing team or whatever team makes this decision, but they made the exact same mistake that they did with Heroes of the Storm, which I'm still salty about, where they poured millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars into an esports league that no one asked for.
Oh yeah, I forgot they tried to make it.
They did. They did that with Heroes of the Storm as well.
It's not this isn't an esports game. It's hero shooters should not be an esport because it's so unbalanced. Because
honestly,
what they do is play meta wise, and then they'll.
Honestly, I disagree with that, Alchem. There's a lot of skill in hero shooters. The problem is that the proper way to do it is not to pump money into it.
Okay.
Because like esports is a net loss almost always.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Even I believe
there's very few companies that can say that they make money in esports, especially the game companies. But like esports teams and stuff, they bleed money. So what you do, like the reason esports can be good is when you're not throwing millions and millions of dollars in it, and unfortunately you're not paying players millions and millions of dollars. It sucks to say this, but the people like it's like happening in League right now. I'm sorry, guys, but you guys aren't worth millions of dollars in contracts because you're not making that much. I mean, for League it might be slightly different because League is a whole different atmosphere. But like
League is a different game completely, and hilariously they master the art of balancing the game enough.
I think League players would disagree with you, but I understand what you mean, Alchem.
I said that's why I caught myself by saying enough.
Yeah, enough.
Because I know there are some characters who are there are some champions who are.
I mean, the problem with champions I have nowadays, the reason I don't play League anymore is that I have to open a wiki page to see what one of their buttons does.
Like,
I have to read an essay to read I have to read an essay for their passive.
I literally stopped playing for like months or years on end, and I come back and I'm like, oh, this hero, I remember this hero. What do these do now? What do you do now? You're different now. Who are you? You're not the same person I learned. Yeah. And that's what happens. I can learn everything again.
Yeah.
By then I get tired of it and I'm just like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't come back for another year.
Yeah. Can you move your cursor out?
I'm almost due.
Your mouse cursor, please.
But
No. Move it. Push it down, thank you. Yeah. But like it's just interesting, you know what I mean? I honestly, in my opinion, even with the whole Overwatch stuff, the Overwatch League is what made me so sad about it. Because they pushed it so hard and they were doing so many things. They spent so much money on it. Did I ever tell you? I did see an article that like it was like $16 million in 1 year that they spent on the Overwatch League. And that's just one of the operating years.
Damn it, we still didn't get PvE? What the fuck?
Well, that's one of the reasons why we didn't. They spent so much money on it. It was such a loss. It was such a hard loss on it.
They had all this investment in for some PvE sports arena bullshit that they thought, oh, we're gonna be the next big sport thing, and then in the end they didn't even make the game that they were initially promised.
I mean, my biggest problem is why are you making I don't understand why they were making like they poured so much money into this Overwatch League and then they were making a PvE mode. You know, not something that is gonna be in the pro leagues. Because no one's like that's not a pro thing. The league was a PvP.
They wanted to appeal to everyone, I guess. I mean, that's the only thing I think of. They wanted to.
That's probably the argument, but I don't know. It was just so many weird decisions. It's like every once in a while I want to play Heroes of the Storm, but every time I play it, it makes me sad. Because I actually really enjoyed Heroes of the Storm.
They wanted to appeal to the competitive by making it all this esports competitive scene, try to be the next big thing there. And unfortunately, they didn't realize that it's just a cash sink and it doesn't work.
I feel like they should have realized, though, because this is the second time they've made this mistake.
But they also tried to appeal to the PvE by making this PvE story and promising all this stuff, but in the end, both ventures sank, and then
Yeah.
they ended up having to just stop both of them.
Yeah. And a lot of the team got fired, or not fired, like I don't know. They downsized.
Not to mention Blizzard and its weird
Blizzard
shit
is
going
just
on
bad,
in its
yeah.
own background. Yeah.
The majority of the people that everyone knows Blizzard for have left and made their own companies.
Yeah, basically. Most of the original Blizzard team is gone, either because they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, or some of them already saw what was about to happen and said, "I'm getting the fuck out of here before shit happens."
Yeah, pretty much. So, keeping on the Blizzard sad train right now.
Oh.
Have you seen, Alchem, that BlizzCon 2024 has been officially canceled by Blizzard?
That thing was still they still were doing that?
Yeah, they're doing that yearly.
Oh yeah, well
they did the online they did the online version during COVID.
Yeah, that's why I thought after COVID they kind of just did.
They did like they did a couple online, I'm pretty sure, but they did I think last year they actually in 2023 I think they had a physical one. I think so. I actually don't remember. But this year's is officially canceled.
Oh shit.
And they officially did it on their own, like Blizzard announced it. Here, like after careful consideration over the last year, we at Blizzard have made the decision not to hold BlizzCon in 2024. This decision was not made lightly at BlizzCon, remains a very special event for all of us. Okay, a bunch of corporate speak. Over the next few months, we'll be sharing details about launches with all the games. So instead of having all the
they're doing what Nintendo does with their whole Blizzard Direct.
No.
So to speak. They're not going to do like videos or online presentations.
We're sharing more details about our launches coming later this year. To celebrate these upcoming releases, we'll be sharing some exciting news for the industry trade shows and conventions like Gamescom. So they're just going to go into Gamescoms and DreamHacks and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
Still.
Which, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, in my tinfoil hat thing, is that I'm pretty sure it's just because they have nothing to show for BlizzCon right now. Like they just what's coming out, like a Diablo expansion, World of Warcraft expansion. Wow. But like, I mean, StarCraft's dead. Overwatch doesn't have Overwatch doesn't really go well right now with the whole BlizzCon announcement because they're seasonal based. So we know exactly what's going to come out.
Yeah. So we know what's up for Blizzard.
Diablo's just a new expansion coming out. World of Warcraft has its own stuff.
Yeah, and like really nothing.
Blizzard doesn't really have a lot going on right now, honestly.
Yeah. So to have a BlizzCon doesn't make sense, and plus the competitive scene died, so they can't do anything anymore there.
Yeah, I mean, BlizzCon used to be most of the esports stuff like the big esports tournaments, but like no one cares about that. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, all the big ones aren't hosted there anymore. Like, I mean, StarCraft 2 kind of still had like a big BlizzCon tournament, but like StarCraft 2 isn't the reason you're doing BlizzCon. Let's be real here. I understand that I am one of the few people that are excited about that. I'm one of the 10 people that are excited about that. So, and then again, I'm not even that into StarCraft 2 anymore. I'm more into Brood War. So like
nothing Blizzard has anymore that could make it good, unless I don't know, they do something else with the properties for Overwatch. I mean,
we know there's an Overwatch mobile game coming out soon. We know they're working on Overwatch.
Somewhere completely different there, but then again,
what?
Speak your mind. What they could do, they have these very popular characters, and the internet, sometimes they want to see these characters in certain ways.
Just make a dating sim.
They could,
just make a dating sim.
Yeah. There you go. Wholesome. Yes.
No, I wasn't talking about I wasn't talking about a wholesome dating sim.
Oh yeah, there you go. Make something like that. That's better.
Make Honey Pop 3. Make Honey Pop 3, but it's actually Overwatch.
I'd buy it.
Honestly,
Funny watch?
I might honestly. I might. I'd at
Funny
least
watch?
think
Yeah,
about it.
I would
I'd
definitely.
at least think about it.
I would absolutely go the Orisa route. Damn right I would.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Also the Reinhardt route. Definitely go the Reinhardt route.
The real question is, who would go the Hammond route?
Who would go the there? No, I was gonna. Who would go the Winston? No, there are probably some.
There's a
people who
lot
go
of people
banana.
that would go the Winston route. Are you kidding me?
They would
Malcolm?
definitely go after his peanut butter.
There's so many people that's gonna go after Winston's peanut butter. Who would go
Yeah.
who would go Hammond though? Who do you think? Out of the
That's-
people we
that's,
know, who would go for Hammond?
I think a lot of the people I know would go for just for the sheer joke of it, just to know.
No,
did they
but
actually
not
go
for the
all out with
memes.
that?
Not for the memes though.
Oh, not for the
seriously,
memes, for the real,
seriously.
for the real ones. I don't think anyone I know would go seriously.
I want to
If they
say
do, I'd have to
Kisu,
have a
but I
long
know
heart.
Kisu wouldn't, and it makes me sad because I think that'd be funny.
It makes me sad. I think they would go. I'm saying I know friends who would do it for the meme. You're like, no, I mean legitimately because they want to. I'm like,
I don't think I'd know anyone honestly.
Start hard
Ki-
look, hard
Kisu
look
would go
Farrah,
for
like,
Farah.
"Oh,
Kisu would probably go for Farah.
Farrah."
Actually, I don't know who Kisu would go for. That's just a question I need to ask them at some point.
If anything, I'd just go for probably a lot of the girl the girl characters there.
Oh, I'd go for Mercy.
Uh,
100%.
Mercy. Yeah, I think everyone. I think a lot of people would go for Mercy.
I'd go
if
for
that was a
Mercy,
thing.
and honestly, probably like Soldier 76 or something like that. I think Soldier 7. Look, if Soldier 76, he'd take care of you, 100%. You can't tell me
he
I'm
wouldn't
wrong.
give a shit. I think he'd be selfish. He'd be a selfish.
I don't think
motherfucker.
so. What do you mean? He's a DPS with a healing ability.
I don't know. He just gives that meter, so I don't think he would.
No. He's just hard to get. You have to break into his.
Oh, great! He's that heart of gold, or he's like
He's a
oh,
hard.
God,
Yeah,
he's a tsundere.
he's a tsundere. Oh, are you kidding? Of course, Soldier 76 is the tsundere.
I thought Reaper would be the one who would be the tsundere.
Oh no. Have you seen the Reaper skins? He's kawaii. He's like the cutesy one.
Ah,
He's the one. He's the guy. He's the guy that tries to act all tough, but as soon
not
as
the kawaii, oh my God,
yes, he is.
oh my,
As soon
maybe,
like
actually.
he acts all tough, but as soon as you're 101, he crumbles. You know what I mean?
Wait, I just realized Ramatra. Oh, Ramatra would be an interesting one. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Thought.
probably.
Yeah, all right. Well, Matt. Well, besides this fictional game that will never exist,
I want to
in
play
my
this
head
game
now.
now. I want to
My
play this game
headcanon
now.
Yeah, my
I
headcanon
wish
now
they
is
just
filled
worked
with
on this instead of Overwatch 2.
I kind of wish they did this like an April Fool's thing, just like a couple of other game developers said.
They
"We'll make
did
a-
at
make
one
a
point.
dating
There
sim."
was a Genji
Yeah.
dating thing, wasn't there? Or like a dating
Yeah, there
sim?
was. There was like a Valentine for Genji.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they did that. They expanded it with all the others.
That would have been funny. Would have been funny.
We need more joke dating games for our games.
That
I
are
know
actual
the
games, though.
Dead by Daylight did it with their killers. I
It's
remember
true.
that.
That was a highly requested thing, though.
Yeah, that was
Highly
actually
requested.
hilarious.
That's because the Dead by Daylight players are not right in the mind, though.
No, I mean, look, they just want a big, muscular, mysterious, tall, dark stranger to choke them out while performing unspeakable acts on them.
Yeah.
Probably like.
I'm pretty sure
gutting them
I'm pretty sure the unspeakable acts are actually unspeakable because there's no fun times happening there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm just.
I wish
now.
that game existed now. I'm kind of sad again.
What, the dating? Oh, the dating sim.
I just love to see people's
We-
reactions to it. I want to see all the Overwatch YouTubers with their clickbait thumbnails and all that type of stuff. I kind of wanted to see that.
Oh,
Who do you think-
Actually,
I want to wonder. I know you watch him, so who do you think Flats would go for?
Flats.
Roadhog.
Yeah, I honestly, I was
Honestly?
thinking, my mind went to Winston, and I'm like, no, he probably. I forgot. Like for a second, I forgot Roadhog exists, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, there's a lot of people who go for Roadhog too.
yeah. There's a lot of people that go for Roadhog, and probably Junkrat too, just to see what would happen.
Hilariously, this dating sim can reveal which of the characters can actually get some.
It's true.
That's, All right, you stop making me think of a fictional game that'll never come to reality.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Literally could make bank with that.
So,
yeah,
I have 2 more topics.
What is number 1?
But
save number 3 for last.
Well, okay. Number 1 is not gaming related at all. It's a little I saw this interesting because you and I have talked about this. It was before the podcast started, though. We talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah, now I'm intrigued.
It was like maybe it was a year ago or maybe a couple months ago, because you and I we're obviously, you are more into it than I am, but we're in the VR space, right? And so it's been a couple days ago. Meta had their financial reports released. The quarter results. First quarter results. So they made $440 million with the Meta Quest 3, right? And that is a 30% increase in sales. Which everyone, like, you read that and you do the golf clap. You're like, good job, Meta. I mean, from what I can tell, a lot of people like the Meta Quest 3 too. It's a very affordable one too. Everyone's like, that's great. And then you keep reading on in their first quarter results, and then you see how much they spent on it.
Let me guess, the technology is not worth the profit.
Nowhere near. So the Reality Labs, which is the company that is doing the MetaQuest stuff, their expenses has been $4.3 billion in the first quarter of 2024.
Yeah, they pulled the same thing PlayStation 3 did with their console.
By the way, is down apparently. Which is insane to think about. Now, to be fair, this is Meta / Facebook. So they got deep pockets. But do they? I don't like. This is some deep. They have deeper pockets than even I thought they had. You know what I like? Because this is also the second time. This is the second time we've seen the Reality Labs operating cost. Because the last time we saw their operating cost, it was $3 billion. So of the costs we know, Alchem, they've lost $7 billion. And that's of just the stuff we know.
Tinfoil hat, Ellie, the money they get is from selling your info.
No. Oh, that's not tinfoil hat, Alchem. That's well known.
They're selling all your info.
Facebook's main thing was selling info. It's why they went to court that one time years ago.
That's why all these others are still going to court even now, because everyone's figuring out, oh, you are selling our shit. You lied to us.
Yeah.
Incognito mode my ass.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, so obviously when this came out, their shares tanked.
Yeah.
12% loss on stock value apparently.
God damn.
Which is pretty bad.
Damn, double digits? Holy shit.
Yeah. It spooked, as this article says, it spooked investors.
Yeah, literally, if you see double digits go into one day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that would scare a lot of people. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. Is there good news?
I mean, here's the problem. The problem is that Meta is also doubling down on VR stuff and AI.
But the VR, okay, I'm gonna call it, even though I like VR and I enjoy it and I have fun with it. I'd say the consumer bubble for VR is over.
It never existed.
Unless, like there was
calling it even a bubble, I would say is generous, Alchem. Like the most popular headsets in the world are like the Meta Quests, and they don't have they have what, a couple million users probably.
Yeah.
Like there's no customer base for these things. It's not a consumer product. It's a niche tech product.
And there's absolutely no like flagship game for
Yeah,
VR.
the
There's
most
nothing.
the most one, honestly, in my opinion, is Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber was the flagship game, and then that was it.
It
I
still
don't
is,
see any other
arguably.
game that's
I
I
mean, the
don't see
problem
any
is you
other
can't
that
make money off of games in VR, so why bother developing games for VR?
yeah.
And
It's just
to be
a gimmick.
fair,
It's mostly a gimmick at this point.
yeah, it is. To be fair, there is big things on like experiences in VR now too. So like apps in VR and stuff like that, but like it's just, I mean, the biggest problem is that there is nothing that VR does that a regular computer can't do.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, look,
that also
I love...
isn't a hassle. Because the problem with VR, the real benefit of VR is the full body experience. You know, even with my setup that I have in VR chat, it is crazy immersive. When my setup is super jank. Like, it not only is it okay, it's not really jank, but it's just old. Like, my stuff is so old, like it's 2018 tech. So like my stuff is super old and it's still super immersive in VR chat where everyone's anime girls. You know? Like, so like it could be insane with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the problem is that requires so much, that there's so many boxes you have to check in order for that to happen. Like, that's the one advantage it has. Because I don't know about you, Alchem, but every time I see the Apple stuff, I just laugh. Because who on earth wants?
You're talking about their glasses or whatever they're called.
Whatever they're called. I don't even know what it's called. But like, who wants to look at their desktop or their Apple their Apple homepage on their iPhone with that headset stuck on your head? Why don't you just look at your phone?
The thing
like,
is, I don't understand.
The Apple customers are a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like at least some people think that the technology is going to evolve to the point where people want to have it integrated into your head, but
I don't.
You forget that some people don't want a console be on their PC. They want to be away from that shit. So having it integrated into your skull or into your head or whatever, which is like one of the final goals that some people think it'll.
I just don't trust any company in the world with. I trust zero companies in the world with that technology.
Hacks into Jelly's brain and starts posting a bunch of little cursed memes into his retinas.
That's the least of my problems, honestly. That's the least of my worries. If you want to do that, Alchem, you have my permission to do that, Alchem, if you want. Only you,
the most horrific images on
the dankest memes. The edgiest and dankest of memes.
Yes.
I also don't understand anyone that would trust Meta with AI at all.
Information.
I don't. I deleted my Facebook years ago. Like, I don't even trust them with the Facebook account anymore. I technically have an Instagram account, but there's no personal information on my Instagram account.
Yeah, I have an Instagram, but I barely use it. And it's not related to my actual IRL. It's just related to
it's my Instagram account is purely VTuber stuff, basically.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't understand. I'm confused. Like, honestly, this is a quite common occurrence, Alchem. I don't get it. I'm confused, and I don't see the market.
It's okay, Jelly. No one does. Honestly, no one.
I mean, obviously, no one does, because they lost $7 billion in like 2 years, basically. And the fact that they can lose $2 billion and their CEO is not worried about it bothers me. How much money they have.
Just a couple more thousand people, just a couple million other people or subscribers. We just sell their info to all these other things. It's a drop in the bucket. I
think the funniest thing, though, Alchem, in this article that I'm reading, which is on PC Gamer, is the fact that the $4.3 billion loss is a 1% down year over year. So they are losing less, apparently, than they were.
How that's even possible.
Yeah. I just can't believe it. Like, it's... I don't even know what they're doing. I'm confused where this...
Sounds like surprise audit time.
I'm just confused where this $4 billion is going. Like the Meta Quest, don't get me wrong. From what I can tell, I don't own a Meta Quest 3, but the Meta Quest 1, 2, and 3 all seemed like decent headsets, you know? But the Meta Quest 3 doesn't seem like $4 billion worth investment technology headset. Like, where is this $4 billion going? It's like when they sunk all the money in the metaverse stuff. Like, I just don't understand where all this money is going. Where is this money going? There's like nothing to show.
So for the metaverse thing, I understand that was a.
I mean, that was a crypto scam just hidden.
Or
NFT scam.
I feel like the metaverse originally they had ambition for something great, but no one followed along with it.
The problem is that like they were. Yeah. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
It's just I feel like they were trying to like start up a brand new like environment or like they were trying to open the doors to some new thing where everyone would hop in and start doing and joining in, and maybe new enterprises would join. That's it. They were trying to start a brand new enterprise.
Yeah.
But sadly, no one saw the potential. No one needed it. No one wanted it. No one jumped in, and this just became a giant waste of time and money. And to try and save face, they did whatever the fuck they could, and I mean, nothing came of it.
I mean, the problem I have with the whole metaverse thing is now it's just a buzzword for crypto bros. So I hear it all the time in my crypto stuff. I'm like, metaverse means literally nothing.
Yeah, metaverse died. The word metaverse died because again, no one saw the potential.
The only people who cared was all the crypto bros and NFT bros, and those are the people you don't want their attention.
With what is it? The Quest 3, the new one. I don't get the need for better tech, considering that there's no desire or there's no drive for better tech, considering that most of the VR aspect, like game-wise or anything that uses VR, isn't advancing. It's not like
is advancing. The problem is that it's on the high end, and MetaQuest isn't the high end.
Yeah. So I don't understand what was the need for this, unless I guess you were trying to make it more affordable. Unless,
I mean, to be fair, they made $440 million with it, and it's increased the sale. Like they've increased 30% of Quest headset sales with the MetaQuest 3, which I mean, like in a bubble is good. The problem is that the fact that they spent $4 billion in a quarter. Because you also remember, this isn't a year or a couple of years. In the first quarter of 2024, their expenses was $4.3 billion in Reality Labs, which is the company who makes the Quest. I just don't understand where the money's going.
The only thing I can think of is either they're slowly investing into something else, but they're not telling everyone.
Well, they're also doing the AI stuff. I'm not sure if I don't know if Reality Labs is also doing the AI stuff. I don't know if they're the same division, honestly. And unfortunately, there's no. Wait, let me click on this link and see what happens. Okay, this is nothing. This is just a press release thing. It's just insane to me.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't get where the money's going.
I can't tell you anything. The only thing I can think of is they were either trying to work on efficiency and trying to make the technology more efficient by either making it smaller, easier to handle, or using less energy, or using less expensive tech. I don't know what honestly I could tell you there, because they're not going high end. So if you're just going to stay like middle ground or consumer level, or try to be consumer friendly and affordable, then the only direction you can go for is try to make the tech cheaper, more efficient, less cost effective, and that's the only thing I can think of that would help them. Because
I mean, another thing is they also just have to have more things to buy when you buy a headset. I mean, it really shows a lot that, like, honestly, the only VR thing that I know of that is still going strong is VR chat. Like, that's literally the only game that I know that's still going strong and that's still relatively making money.
What about all those other VR chat-like games?
Well, I
What
know
about those? I'm
actually,
sure those survived.
I know this the kids one actually is like
Rec Room. Oh yeah,
the
Rec
rec room. I know
Room.
rec room's still going around, still
I
around.
remember that because someone asked me to play that one time on stream, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is, and that sounds more like the kind of place you would stick your kid into when you don't have a babysitter.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that one still exists. I don't know how it's making money, but it is. But like, I know VR chat is relatively still making money.
They're tricking the kids into buying it. That's it. They're tricking the kids into buying some small microtransactions.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's probably. I mean, it's probably running off the Roblox model, right? If Roblox can do it, they can do it.
Yes. Hey man, free labor off of kids building levels and stuff and skins and all this other stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Great.
Pretty much.
Let's see. All right, then Jelly. Then we're talking since we're talking about VR.
Yeah.
What else? What was your third? What's the third thing? Or do you still want to?
The third thing is honestly the third thing is not related in any way. So I had 3 individual topics, and honestly, I think I'm gonna save the third one. I'm gonna save the third one for a bit. Because that one it's really out of left field. I just saw the article and I was like, what? And then a deep dive happened, and I'll surprise you next week with that one. Unless something crazy happens, I'll talk about it. It'll be a tune in next time type of deal.
You're like, oh, you just come in. You're like, oh, come on. Thing.
You cut off. What? You cut off.
Oh, you know, you just start yelling. You're like, oh, come on, look, this thing. I'm like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
Huh? Surprise the hell out of me. Is it an NFT again? No.
I promise it doesn't involve crypto. For now.
Oh, thank goodness.
For now.
Oh.
I mean, okay, here, let me put this way. It could eventually. In a week, honestly, it could start. No. But I don't think it's likely. Let me put it this way, Malcolm. If I were to put a rating of a 1 to 10 of 10 being the most likely, 1 being very unlikely of this somehow having crypto behind it, I'd give it like a 2 or 3. Which is very low. But I'm not saying it's not a 0 though. It's not a 0. Oh, no. It's okay.
I can't believe
it's okay.
You've done this. Just watch it. Just somehow the universe wants to.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me in a week. All of a sudden, it turns out to be a crypto scam. It wouldn't surprise me.
Swear to God,
Look, it's not my fault. It's just they just keep popping up everywhere.
I mean, look, if people find a way to make money off it, they will. Which sucks.
They will.
Stop trying to like nickel and dime everything. Please. Some people want to do it just for the sheer. Some people want to do stuff just for the sheer fun of it. Please let them. Assholes. Not everything has to be a money adventure.
Yeah. So, see, unfortunately, I wanted to talk about one other thing. I forgot to bookmark it / like it or favorite it on my website things. So I know. Okay. So I know the top. I know it, and it's gonna go off of Meta as well. It's gonna congregate off of Meta. The problem is I don't remember the context, so we're gonna have to do some asterisks of I don't remember the exact context. But it's also, speaking of what you were talking about slightly earlier about Meta selling your data, Alchem. So Meta has I think from what I remember, Meta has a thing like ChatGPT. Oh my God.
ChatGPT.
Yes. They have a thing like that, right?
Yeah.
If you ask Meta's AI in the example, this guy asked the Meta AI to find the nearest McDonald's to them.
Oh yeah.
It knew exactly where the nearest McDonald's was.
Yeah.
It knew his exact location. It knew exact location, and when you asked it, it lied. It didn't. It said it was a lucky guess, basically.
Yeah, no, I remember it was trying to trick it into saying like, where's my location? It's like, I'm sorry, I don't actually have that information.
But
where's the nearest McDonald's next to me? Oh, the nearest McDonald's next to you is right here.
Yeah, it knows exactly where you are.
You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and when you ask like something like ChatGD, oh my God, why can't I say this word, Alchem? I'm dying. I'm having a stroke. Anyway.
Yeah.
This other AI program that everyone knows and can pronounce, but I can't for some reason. When you ask it for the nearest McDonald's, it tells you. But you ask, how do you know this? How do you know this information? It tells you that it uses Google Maps, and because Google Maps knows your location, it knows your location. So if you turn, well, the thing is, I think at least from my knowledge and from what I remember, if you turn to Google Maps, Google Maps is like location stuff off, it won't know.
Yeah.
It just won't know because it just uses Google Maps. It uses Google Maps, and if you turn it off, it won't know. Yeah. So it just uses the Google Maps' best thing. So I mean,
somehow it knows anyway. Yeah.
No. The other one doesn't. The Meta one probably, but this one, apparently, at least from what I remember, it says the person said if I turn Google Maps' thing off, it'll just say it'll just say your last known, or like it still has some information of your location because your phone knows it knows your phone, right? Yeah. Like it knows enough to make an educated guess, but it won't, like, it's not gonna like give you a random location in a different country. Like, but that's also because most people have location stuff on, so it can use something like that. But I think the biggest thing is that the other one doesn't tell you why, or it doesn't tell you how it knows your location, and Chat GDP does tell you how it knows because it uses Google Maps. It says, how do you know my location? How did you know this? How did you find this location? And it tells you, I use Google Maps, basically. It tells you a little bit more. It gives you like a whole paragraph, but the gist of it is, I use Google Maps, and Google Maps knows your location, so I knew the nearest location of you on Google Maps. So it's like, oh, okay. It gives a reasonable explanation, you know? But the Meta one it just straight up lies to you and tells you, it's like, do you know my location? No. Where's the nearest McDonald's? Here's the nearest McDonald's to your exact location. Do you know where my location? No. How do you know that? It was a lucky guess. It's such a blatant lie. Yeah, it's such a blatant lie, you know?
Because you can train a chat off of algorithms and stuff that it picks up online, but it doesn't generally know how to lie.
Yeah.
It just follows the core. It just follows some core.
It just follows programming.
Yeah. Or like if they ask you this, give false answer. If they ask you this and they answer positively or falsely, respond this way. It's just that, but just far more advanced. That's all. It's just funny. It's funny though. They know way too. It knows more than it leads on. But
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. My problem isn't that the fact that it knows. My problem is that it lies. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I understand that I might be on the the controversial side on this, but I don't really care too much about how much data all these companies have on us. I'm more concerned. I'm not concerned about how much information they have. I'm concerned about how they've lied about how they gathered it and like what they're doing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you told me, hey, if you use this, we're gonna know these things, I'd be like, okay, and then I can make an educated guess on what, like, I can make a decision on that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we're gonna get this information from you, and we're gonna use it for this reason. Then I can say, okay, I'm gonna decide what I can make a decision based on that. My problem is they lied about it. You know what I mean?
We're just, we're just a few years away from Skynet, I swear.
Honestly, Alchem, I would say probably not.
They're gonna start lying to us and be like, "No, did you?"
I think you're giving them too much credit. I think you're giving the people who are programming these things too much credit because, like, not to you know, say what everyone's thinking out loud, but the biggest thing that's going to happen in the next couple of years is that all the porn bots are just going to get really annoying. They're just going to be everywhere. And it's going to be so annoying to get like actual social interaction and social media because the bots are going to be everywhere. And they're going to be
about the bots that Are you talking about the pussy and bio bots?
Not just those, but there's YouTube
Oh,
ones as well.
oh
Those
yeah, I forgot.
those ones are actually honestly the Twitter ones are bad. The YouTube ones are actually really clever, Alchem. Because the YouTube ones give you positive comments. They don't just say that; they give you positive comments, and their profile picture is the scam.
Wow.
But the actual comment itself is like actually encouraging and stuff like that. It's like positive reinforcement almost
oh yeah,
to
well,
encourage
you
people to
you-
interact with the comment.
You mentioned that, and I thought I had this idea once before. I had this idea a few days ago with how, like, I'm thinking my brain's going to Twitter for this, but it might implement to other things too eventually.
Twitter's not smart enough, so
I
probably won't happen.
No, I feel like what's gonna happen is that soon, instead of getting rid of bots, what they're just gonna do is just like let bots stay and program and implement their own bots, but to spread positivity and respond to your chat and things with positive responses. And maybe have a little bit of ads or like try to like sell you shit.
That's what I was gonna say. The only reason that would happen is if they could sell something, because if they can't, if that can't happen, then that is like false engagement, which is not good.
How can you tell if it's a positive response though?
It doesn't matter about whether it's positive or negative. What it matters is if someone's actually interacting with it to sell something. Which is why the YouTube comments work, because you're more likely in a positive comment, you're more likely to look at someone's profile. Which is why the YouTube ones can work.
I think it might work on for what's it called? For Twitter, considering that most people are trying to like grow like,
it could potentially
the algorithm.
It could potentially. I mean, it's like, I mean, to be honest, like the fact that the bot, all those porn bots exist on Twitter just shows how effective it is. Because just spam replying to everyone works. It works.
It grows. It gets you.
I mean, like I haven't done it. Obviously, I haven't spammed people, but like I've replied to more people on Twitter. And I've gained followers from that. I'm like, my Twitter
doing that for me too.
My Twitter was I very rarely gained followers other than all the art bots, all the art people, commissioning bots people. But I've actually gained some followers that I'm pretty sure are real. I'm like, huh, interesting.
I'm trying to hilariously, I thought I need to start responding to things that I like and basically like flesh out what I am interested in.
Yeah.
And when I started to do that, I started to see more people doing that. I'm like, why? Oh, because that's now how the algorithm works. I'm like,
they only care about interact or engagement. So it's replying and quote retweeting. It's like actually retweeting things is actually like not as good as quote retweeting. Oh my god, I can't speak. I'm having a stroke, Alchem. Quote retweeting is what they care about.
Jelly.
I don't smell
ChatGPT.
No, stop making fun of me. I refuse. I'm running away.
No, don't run away. Oh my god, there he goes. That ChatGPT, huh? That's
I'm not. I refuse to talk about it anymore. I'm going on strike.
You know what? Jelly, whenever you get the chance, just go. Well, I mean, it's gonna be hard to find all of them. I was gonna challenge yourself. Go back and look at all the times you mispronounced ChatGPT.
I don't want to. Well, that's gonna be like, it's gonna be like, that problem is that luckily, actually that probably wouldn't take too long because we only talked about it near the end, and I can see the exact timestamp of it too. So
yeah,
honestly, it wouldn't be that difficult, but
I'm saying still solid 8. Solid.
Probably. I don't think it's in the double digit. Okay, well that depends. Do you count the times where I just purposely didn't say the word? Because there are times where I just said AI instead.
Yeah, I noticed that. I know.
I just stopped saying the word, which is what I do when I can't pronounce something. I just replace it.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, but that's definitely that's what Twitter cares about. They only care about engagement.
time
It's
to
why
engage
views
with
mean.
more
It's why
stuff.
views actually mean nothing. Like, it's a nice number to look at. It's nice to see, but like overall, unfortunately, views mean very little. It's like that art that we got everyone to see, Alchem.
Yeah,
That one, that
like,
one,
the views meant nothing.
the-
That part
for
didn't
that
mean that
one-
much to me.
that one, it meant a little bit more because that time you actually knew people were looking at it. Because it was
Yeah,
on purpose,
God
like it
fucking-
was targeted. We all targeted you for that one, but generally
Yeah,
views don't mean
thanks.
anything.
Yeah.
And
The
the
part that
the
concerned me
bookmarks
was
were
the
the bookmarks were so funny. I'll
That's
admit
the
it,
part that
Alchem. I'll
concerned
admit
me.
it. I bookmarked it just to scare you.
You bitch. and
I
then they just started to climb.
well, the thing is, when you mention bookmarks, it always gets more bookmarks. I bookmarked it at first just to see if you would notice, and then when I checked again, I was like, damn, like 6 other people bookmarked it.
This
and
is the part I don't
they're not all
understand
the jokes.
why.
It's not only
Mhm.
jokes too. There's some people that seriously bookmarked it.
This is what I don't understand. Like, I literally am this. Like, I don't trick people. I don't like honeypot people into being like, "Oh, look at this. This is me. I'm
Yeah, but
this sexy
How
avatar."
come?
I do it on Twitter because it's funny because that's
Some
my
peop-
avatar and I use them.
Yeah.
But on stream, here you go.
Sometimes it makes it better though for some people.
The dick makes it cuter.
Look, Alchem, I don't want to be too serious, but I have literally gotten that comment before when people thought I was a girl. So like,
I'm still remembering some stuff you told me in the past.
I've told you when
Yeah.
people thought I was a girl. I've told you the stories, and you can't tell me that.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
some people are
And
weird,
it made
man.
me laugh. And it made me laugh. It made me laugh. It still makes me laugh.
It is
Just
really.
saying
It was really funny.
Look, some like parasocial relationships are real.
They are.
Some people get really, really attached to
They
their
get
VTuber.
very invested.
Yeah, they get invested in a VTuber, especially or any.
I wasn't even a
any
VTuber at
media.
that point. I wasn't a VTuber.
Yeah,
at that
you
point.
weren't. Yeah, you. Oh yeah, you were just on Kisu's stream. You just appeared there, and then people were like,
Yeah,
"Hey."
I was on
They
Kisu.
literally. Yeah, they
I was
do
on-
the Spider-Man thing. Reach out. Hey.
Yeah, I was on Kisu's, yours, and Lubus's stream,
Yeah. Well, I still thought.
and
that
at the
was
time,
funny.
GG's. At the time, GG's as well.
Yeah. But,
All right,
Hey,
well-
that's why I still find it weird. But yeah, well.
Yeah. Well, Alchem. Other than that, any final things to say about the topics?
Overwatch is.
Overwatch makes me sad.
I still say it is basically okay. It may not be dead, but it's
It's
not
not-
put in the grave.
Let
It's
me put it this way.
killed off its PvP, except it is a PvP game, which is fine.
Call
It's killed off its PvE route.
Yeah.
Like literally, it canceled that.
Yeah.
It killed off the pro gaming PvP. There we
yeah.
go.
The problem I have with calling it a dead game is that it's not a dead game or a dying game because it's not. I do agree that Overwatch 2 is dead. But a dead game or a dying game? No. But Overwatch 2 doesn't exist. What exists is Overwatch 1. It's a Overwatch 1.5 patch.
Mhm.
That's what it is now. Because the 2 in
I'll
Overwatch
say
2
this.
doesn't exist anymore.
I'll say this: Blizzard is for Overwatch 2. It's digging its own grave. It's not dead
Yeah.
yet, but man, is it taking some steps backwards.
They are like, I mean, with the decisions they're making now, at least they know what it is, so they can start selling it to the proper audience, to the PvP 5v5 audience that does exist.
I'm sure
Because
they
they
do
were just
somewhere.
because everything else was just false, was just lies.
No PV, no nothing. How dare they lie to
It's
us?
okay. Luckily for me, I got plenty of games that will hit that niche for me.
And as for meta, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they're
I
getting
don't
their
know shit.
money. VR is a very niche
No,
thing.
no, we know what
There's
they're
no
we know
way.
where they're getting their money, Alchem. We know where
Stop
they're getting.
selling
it.
my information. God damn well, granted, you don't have it. I never signed
Yes,
up.
they
for
do.
you.
Oh, did you never have Facebook?
I had it once a long ass time ago,
Well,
but I
then
never used it before. So
Then you have.
all they
have
have
it.
is my name and nothing more.
They're selling your old information.
I never posted.
No, they have.
I
if you
made
made
an account.
if you made an account, they had something, and that's what they're selling.
How dare they? Literally made one account. I made an account for them once, and then probably made a couple bucks. How dare they?
Probably.
And I got nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I had a Facebook account
And-
for a while. I used it in high school a lot.
I'm just thinking, what else? Is there anything else? No.
I mean, there's
And what
VR
was the
stuff
other?
and the VR stuff.
I'm trying to think. What was our other topic? Our other topic
It was
was
meta. Oh, the AI stuff.
meta these
The
werewolves.
meta
Yeah.
AI stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Knowing
Well,
your
yeah, there was
location and
two.
stuff like that. There's
Oh
two meta
yeah,
things,
that's it.
and we'll have a third.
Chat GPT. Yeah.
No, the AI stuff.
No, Chat GPT.
No, it's AI.
God damn it.
Anyway, Alchem, do your shoutouts.
All right. Like you are so done with it. Like I don't want to hear you make me say it anymore.
I
All right,
refuse. I'm never saying that word ever again.
So those watching live on stream and those watching on YouTube, for those curious, my name is Alchem. I'm your Tanuki VTuber, shape-shifting wonder and troublemaker. I just play games on Twitch and also on my YouTube channel. I basically just live stream when I feel like doing so. Mostly it's during weekdays. You can catch me on Twitch and on YouTube. I also post stuff on Twitter, where I either post model stuff or just goofy stuff that I find interesting. On TikTok, I'm trying to put more stuff out there, but few and far between because I honestly do not find myself enough time to make content there. But if you guys stop by and enjoy, feel free to. Also, I'm gonna chill here. For those who are interested in any of my content, on the 11th, I'll be hosting a 24-hour stream. I haven't ironed out all the details yet, but hopefully I will soon. So if you follow, you'll get more information.
11th of what, Alchem? 11th of what?
11th of May. 10th of May. 10th of May into the 11th. So, but yeah,
mark your calendars.
Check all those channels out and check all those channels out there, and hope you enjoy.
Nice. Okay, everyone. My name is the Techno Jelly. I am the other host. You can find me on YouTube mostly. I mostly spend my time on YouTube. I also have a Twitch, but it's on the same time as YouTube. I'd appreciate it if you check out the YouTube personally. That's where I put most of my effort. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram and a TikTok. At some point, I will figure out what to do with the whole shorts thing and TikToks. I've pretty much decided that it will be of this podcast, because unfortunately for me, at least, the gaming shorts and TikToks just tanked, and it made me sad, and I don't like being sad, so I stopped.
The algorithm for gaming on TikTok died. It's now they're trying to do, from what I understand, it's long form.
Yeah, it's long form. The problem is that those TikToks, they really want 60 seconds, and those weren't 60 seconds. So there will eventually be shorts and TikToks of this podcast, and probably on my channels at least. And I'll have to ask Alchem if he wants me to send them. I don't know how I would, but I'll be the one editing them. So if Alchem wants them, I can figure something. We'll figure something out. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
He sends me, and I'll just type it and edited by Jelly. Jelly did all this work.
We'll see. Right now the plan for it is maybe once a week to see, but I don't know. The problem is I'm doing so much stuff already. So yeah, if you like to hear the before and after scenes of this podcast, those on YouTube, you can check out my Patreon account. It's for patreon.com/thetechnojelly if you want to hear the before scenes where I talk to myself until Alchem arrives, and the after scenes where I talk to Alchem and his chat for a little bit. So check those things out. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will all see you next week. See ya.
Later, guys.